The Dick Van Dyke Show. Starring Dick Van Dyke. Rosemary, Maury Amsterdam, Larry Matthews, and Mary Tyler Moore.
Hello, Dick Van Dyke Show friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo, and today's episode is a look at the various episodes on the Dick Van Dyke Show that have dreams, that they focus on a dream. Now, there are 5 episodes that we're going to be looking at, so let's get started. The first episode is Washington versus the Bunny. This takes place during the first season of the show. Richie is going to be in a school production. He's dressed up in a very cute bunny costume, but Rob is going to be away on business, and so he's going to miss the performance. He has a dream about this, and he feels very guilty about it. Laura kind of makes him feel guilty about it. And so he has this big, elaborate dream. And it really makes sense. This is very believable that someone could have a dream like that. And so it's pretty good. The next episode is The Bad Old Days. And to be perfectly honest, I don't like this episode. In this episode, Buddy is talking to Rob and saying how women are kind of taking over in a marriage and how men are being domesticated. And so Rob has this dream where he goes back to the old days where the man was the ruler of the house and women were treated almost like slaves. And this episode just feels so out of place, in my opinion. But I'm not alone in feeling this way. Dick Van Dyke also says that he doesn't know what we were doing while they were filming this episode. He didn't know why they decided to film this episode. And he said it didn't work. And we all knew it while we were filming. And so that's interesting. The next episode is It May Look Like a Walnut. And this is one of the most classic and iconic episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Rob and Laura are watching a science fiction film very late at night. And so you know what's going to happen. They're going to have a nightmare, a very scary dream about this science fiction film. It appears that Rob is in this film now. There's all these walnuts. People have a third eye. They lose their thumbs. And he's becoming a part of this film. It's slightly scary. And then it leads to one of the best moments when he opens the closet door and all of those walnuts come tumbling out.
Laura? Laura? What? Did your arm go off yet? Laura? Laura, where are you? Laura? No. Daddy Thomas put nuts in my hat. Laura? Laura, where are you? Laura!
The next episode is I'd Rather Be Bald Than Have No Head at All. In this episode, Rob feels like he's starting to lose his hair, that he's going to go bald. And so he goes to Buddy's hairdresser and he gets this treatment for it. But he has a really bad dream that he loses all of his hair instead of growing it back and that he's bald, and it's a very hilarious dream. In my opinion, this is my favorite dream episode. It's hilarious and it's so realistic. You could have a dream about this. You can basically have a dream about anything, but this is something that people really worry about, and so it works. And the last episode is The Gunslinger, and this is actually the second to last episode of the entire Dick Van Dyke Show. Rob is having surgery. He's having some teeth pulled, and so he's out. And so he's having this dream that he's a sheriff in an old western town. Everybody in the cast is seen in this episode, which is a nice quality about it. It's a great episode, kind of features everybody. Everyone really shines in this episode. And eventually Rob has a duel with his enemy in the dream, and so it works. And that's it. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed looking at the 5 different dream episodes. I'm personally not a fan of dream episodes. I think they're either hit or miss, especially with The Bad Old Days, I'm not a fan of this episode. I think it's just too different. It's so out of the elements with what the Dick Van Dyke Show is all about. The Dick Van Dyke Show is about the comedy writers for the Alan Brady Show and about Rob and Laura and their marriage and their life at home, and it's just a good comedy show. And so these dream episodes feel out of place in my opinion, and so I'm not a fan of those, but I know a lot of people who are, and that it may look like a Walnut is their favorite episode, and that's okay, but that's just my opinion too. And so let me know your thoughts about the dream episodes. I'm really curious to see what you think about them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. And remember to always laugh often.